Today, I will be talking with Ken Thériault from the Madawaska Public Library. He has agreed to field questions about the Pork and Beans War, a topic of recent fascination for myself, generously donating his time. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
I would say that the first question I have for you would be something that is a little more yes or no sort of a question. Do you know where the Battle of Caribou took place? That is the morning where some loggers got all riled up. They got all riled up. They were going to go after each other, and then a black bear got involved. Can you expand on that a little? Is there any lore to that?
I've kind of heard of that before. Roger Parody, who was a professor at the University of Maine at Fort Kent, who really kind of got me interested in the local history thing, used to say that the Aroostook War was really just a big fist fight between a bunch of lumbermen. And I think the Caribou battle that you're talking about was when they were trying to stop people from floating their logs down the Aroostook River.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I don't want to get into saying anything about a bear because I don't know anything about that for sure. But, it was lumbering crews who were out and about, who were always had the reputation of being rowdies anyways, and they were set up against each other.
So it definitely wasn't like a militia sort of a thing. It was
at that point. I don't think it was.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
And what about violence? So there's a local character, John Baker. The verdict's still out on him with me. I don't know if he's an antagonist, a protagonist. It just seems to me, because I'm from the area where he's from. I'm from Emden. He was from Moscow, and him and I think it was 20 other people traveled the 200 miles to come up in the 1815 or 1817. Kind of made a name for himself by being very vocal in declaring that it was Maine's territory and that America would protect it. Was he the only, or to your knowledge, was he the only agitator, or were there several?
No, the entire group of people who had come from southern Maine, and it was Jesse Wheelock, I think, was from Northborough, Massachusetts. There were several others. They all fell in lockstep with him when he started agitating for this area to be part of Maine. Mm-hmm. A lot of what is not said about John Baker is that, and the Canadians and the English kind of set him against himself when he started making these declarations, because when he had come to the area, he originally had petitioned for land from the New Brunswick government.
That's right, yeah.
So they said to him that is an admission that this is our land, mm-hmm. and he paid the alien tax.
Yep.
He did a whole bunch of other things that for the New Brunswick government that they later would claim was an admission by him that this was their territory. There were a whole bunch of them as well, because in my family of Thériauts is actually partially descent from one of them, Miles Emery. He had come from Fairfield and set up along the St. Francis River, where he met my great-great-grandfather, whose name was Charles Thériault. And Charles had set up a shingles mill on the St. Francis River, and Miles was in that area as well, and Charles wound up marrying his daughter.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah.
Shingles mill, like Cedar Shake shingles?
Yep.
Okay. Just clarification.
To expand a little bit more, these men were generally lumbermen, and they were looking to come here and stake a claim to cut the logs, because up here they had what was called masting pine that had been the coastal areas had been pretty much denuded of the pine that they used to make the masts for their ships, both the American Navy and the British Navy. And that's kind of what the conflict was over. It was over lumbering rights and the money that could come from that. But it was also for the huge pines that they were using to build masts for their naval ships.
Right, because they were making them right down there in Merrymeter Bay or Merrymeeting Bay.
And the Canadians made them in St. John.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That I did not know.
Yep.
That has been our conversation. And so if you enjoyed listening to my podcast, thank you very much, Mr. Reed. I am impressed that you made it over 30 minutes. But I will get this cut, and maybe in the future when I come back up, we could discuss a little bit further, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Get your passport and we'll